Building muscle is a complicated, sadly tough process. But what if I told you you can potentially gain over 20 pounds of muscle within your first year of lifting? You can even gain muscle while losing fat. Look at how I gained over 10 pounds of muscle while dropping my body weight by 40 pounds overall. Now, there's three main components to building muscle that I will go over today. Starting off our list, we have the most crucial part of building muscle. As you could have guessed, this is resistance training. Think calisthenics, weightlifting, bodybuilding, sports training. Anything that could and obviously will build muscle will work. But to optimize results, we'll look at a progressive overload standpoint, pointing out the most crucial things to building as much muscles as possible. First, what is progressive overload? The simplest way I can put it is as follows. It's just progressing in the gym. It's really not that complicated, but wait, it has layers, because you may think progressing just means increasing one weight, one exercise at a time. Well, this may be true for more advanced lifters. Overall, if you're an intermediate, beginner, newbie, whatever, you want to be progressing reps, weight, volume over the course of training sessions. Now, the next part is the most important part. If you're new, it's rare that going more than 3 times a week will even have benefits, but going up to 6 times a week has shown linear progression, especially for more advanced lifters. I'd like to talk about intensity too, since my push-pull leg split leaves a crucial part out. And that's if you don't recover correctly. We'll get to the recovery part in the third part of this video. You won't progress as well. So keep in mind, while having sets to failure is definitely something I'd recommend, don't take every set to failure. I'd say in general, have about 15 to 20 sets per session, preferably about 6 to 8 per muscle group, depending on what it is, and take out most half of them to failure. Keep in mind, any set taken within 0 to 4 reps of failure has shown to cause effective growth. So no matter what you do, make sure to at least put in the effort. Lastly is variety, which I think is way less important than people think it is. I stand by the fact that as long as you train each muscle group twice per week intensely and focus on it, you'll see the best results you can generally get. Just as a general rule of thumb though, have one constant exercise for each of your days, like bench for instance, but have a variable you can swap, like overhead barbell press for overhead dumbbell press from Monday to Thursday. Moving on, the second and arguably more crucial part in the way you handle it is nutrition. The only thing constant with the way you build muscle is you have to have a sufficient source of protein. Anywhere from 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight should suffice. This is because your body uses protein synthesis to help repair and grow muscles after training sessions. Now, technically, while you can build muscle in a deficit, it's really hard. You can see it's not exactly optimized for gaining muscle. Just use me as an example. Studies show over your first year of lifting, you can gain up to 25 pounds of muscle. That is crazy. I don't think you understand how much 25 is. That's like literally more than my fucking head weighs. If you have good genetics, of course. And let's be honest, on a 6'3" frame with decent genetics and as a young male who lifts as much as I do, I should have gained way more muscle over my first year of lifting. 10 pounds is a pretty good amount, but for the variables, it should have been way more. And that's because I wasn't in a surplus. I was in a deficit the entire time. This is how you maximize your muscle growth. You see, your body really doesn't care about building muscle at all. That's why it'll do the bare minimum if you're at maintenance and possibly grow muscle if you're in a deficit. But if you give your body extra resources it needs to build muscle, it'll retaliate by either making you fat if you're dirty bulking, sustainable results if you're lean bulking. So try a 250 calorie surplus and you'll have a pretty optimized bulk. Side note, hydration is key, and since most of your muscles are made up of water and also fats and carbs play a key role, I go over them in my macros made simple video, so go check that out if you haven't already. I think I'll put a little postcard there. But basically, fats help hormones and carbs play as your body's energy source that your brain and muscles function off of, kinda. The third and final section I'll talk about before heading into the secret tips is recovery. Recovery is king. Let's start off with making sure you're getting adequate sleep, especially if you train hard and under the age of 20 or do a lot of sports. 7 to 9 hours should be good. Next is recovery of the muscle groups. This is key because if you train them before they're, recovered, you're gonna end up injuring yourself. Not only that, it leads to poor performance and even muscle loss. So here's a list of how long each muscle group takes to recover. But also you have to think that the second they recover, they're basically a little ticking time bomb, because every moment you wait after your muscles are recovered basically leads to a catabolic effect. So that's why training muscle groups twice a week, split up obviously, is usually the most optimal. Active recovery is a smaller but still good part of recovery. Basically, after your exercises in the mornings and usually in the evenings too, I suggest taking low to medium effort walks to promote blood flow and even help reduce muscle sourness, as my script says. Of course, this one's more of a given, but try to be less stressed out. Stress can play with your hormones, and which can hinder muscle growth. For this, of course, take walks, but consider activities you enjoy and can help lower stress. Think writing. This is is my passion personally. In fact, I'm a published author, so if you want to go check that out, I'll have the link in the description. That would be greatly appreciated. Reading is one too. Reading can lower stress by huge margins. Even things like video games, just make sure it's something that doesn't make you angry. So not COD or Geometry Dash. Now to the moment I've led up to. What is the secrets to optimal muscle growth? The secrets to the optimalization of muscle growth is steroid. Yeah, no, well technically you can build up to 3 times more muscle with them, but let's go over the moral ways too. The biggest factor that ties into everything I've said so far, no matter who you are, no matter your genetics, no matter if you're taking roids or not, kind of, that's a different video. No matter how much protein you eat, no matter how many carbs you eat, no matter if you're bulking or cutting, no matter if your training is optimized or not, the most important thing ever is consistency. This may sound simple, but I'm gonna get into the statistics here. Oh my lord, this separates the top 10% from the top 0.1%. 1 in every 3 person has gone to the gym. Out of all of them, only 10% stay after 3 months. That's 1 in 30 who go to the gym after making a life-changing decision and then just dropping out not even 90 days later. But with that, only 20% from on go on a regular basis with a functional plan. Think about that. That means about 0.5% of people actually go at least 3 days a week consistently. And after everything boils down, no matter what, no matter how much you go to the gym, no matter how much recovery you do, no matter how your nutrition looks, everything I just said won't get you results if you don't have discipline it takes to stick to a fucking plan. The key to building a crazy physique naturally is just to shut the fuck up and do it. Motivation only takes you so far. Discipline takes you to the end goal. And so, thanks for tuning in. Remember the 4 main things: training, nutrition, recovery, and not motivation. How about you tell me? Were you listening? It's consistency. And you'll get big. Trust me. Oh, damn, I'm shredded. Oh, I'm guns. Sons. If you need a push-pull leg split to go along with your muscle gaining goals, the full series is up right now. You can check out the day it is right here. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe and help me get to 1K before my birthday. It's been a dream of mine to be a YouTuber since I was a little kid, so that'd be a nice birthday gift. Thank you for watching. I hope you'll join me again. I'll see you another time, my friend.